Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Dr. Craig Stage, and in this edition of Wildcat Teacher Chat, I have Mr. Maynard with us. Mr. Maynard is currently the health and physical education teacher here at Lynch-Buston Elementary, but he started his career in another building, am I right?
Officially, it was the high school as a
High
long-term
school,
sub. Then
I met you as the phys ed teacher at
Row in the middle school. That was 2010.
Any other buildings?
Nope, that was those two only. I went to Gladys Burnham as a sub, and I said, "Wow, this is really far away from my house." That was the first time when I subbed, and I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Well, everyone, we're going to spend a few minutes with Mr. Maynard. We're going to find out why he got into teaching, what he loves about teaching, what advice he can give for parents, and maybe we can get some interesting tidbits of information that people might not know about Mr. Maynard out. Are you ready?
Yes.
Mr. Maynard, let's talk about how long have you been in the district?
Well, let's see. I was hired as a long-term sub in 2008 for Kim Wheaton. Then in 2010, I was hired as a health and PE teacher to work with Krista Goodman. And I also then worked with Colleen Devine when time changed. And then now, 17 years later, I decided let's come to Lynch and go to elementary school. And you know, that's like been a dream of mine because the elementary gym teacher is just the cream of the crop. I think it's great.
Listen, you are like the Pied Piper for kids. They'll do anything for you. I've seen you in action. It's so cool. What brought you into wanting to be a teacher, and then kind of tell me why physical education?
When I was a junior, I went to school downstate in East Pennsboro area school district. We had a preschool class that was 11th grade and 12th grade year. 12th grade, you had to be asked to join. The 12th grade year, if you were asked to join, you had to take the class for a week. We're singing songs, peanut butter jelly. You know, I took a lot of the play outside, and I just remember like it was very rewarding to just see those little kids and just step outside of my comfort zone as a senior and have them do that and have fun in doing that. And then as I got older, I love sports. I went to college, I played sports in college, and I said, you know, I just think I would enjoy being a gym teacher. I like the activity of it, I like the movement, the loud noises, it's all part of who I am. That's what everyone tells me. They say they can hear me all the way in the cafeteria from in this room. So,
which is funny because I always seem to you as like a mild-mannered person, but yeah. I'm glad you're loud. Yeah. Now, you mentioned you played college sports. Tell us about that. Where did you go to school?
I went to, oops, sorry.
You know, that's fine. Where'd you go to school, and what sports did you play?
I went to school, in high school I played all the big sports, basketball, baseball, football. College I focused on football, and I played at Westchester University. I got to play there. It's a great physical education school. They have a huge kinesiology department. So I was get to go there, and that was a great experience. I always tell kids that was probably one of my best experiences of my life. It created lifelong friends, lifelong memories, but also the morals and the values that come with working hard in a situation like that with goals and trying to work to something to get better.
Now let me guess, just by looking at you, cornerback?
No.
Safety?
Oh no, left tackle. Left tackle. I was a little bit bigger. I weighed about 350 pounds when I played college football. So then I tried to keep shrinking down, but it gets difficult the lower you go.
It's true. And you enjoyed that time, right?
Oh, I love that time.
Being an athlete and in college, I don't think people understand how committed you have to be to both being a student and an athlete. What are some of the things you learned?
Well, I learned that very quickly from my coaches, just like you said, it was a business. But the business aspect was if you didn't do your part in the academics, they couldn't help you in the athletic area. So first and foremost, we were students, and then we got to participate in athletics. So I just learned the grit and the hard work. I had to go to class, had to do everything, watching the other college students, living the college life. But I'm getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go through morning workouts for the first practice, and then the second practice was in the afternoon. And just, you know, you learn that this is worth it. Hard stuff, like people do hard things. And if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Sure.
And so the hard things are what really gives you the accomplishment and the joy and all setting the goals and stuff like that.
And it's helped you become a really great teacher. You listen, folks, I'm talking to a guy who kids love you. You know that, right?
Yeah,
kids love you. So this is an easy interview for me. So you've got to experience both the high school and the middle school and how to be a physical education there. And now this is your first year in elementary. And what's the best part of your job when it comes to educating elementary students?
I just think it's like, I get to see them so excited to do what we're doing. So just to have, like, you know, I hear teachers talk about a lesson that they did that was really good because the kids were super excited. That's almost every lesson in here. They just get super excited to jump rope, to throw a ball, to do gymnastics. We just do everything. We're going to do the team sports later, and they're so excited about it. Just containing that enthusiasm and the excitement. That's just that I love doing that. It's fun,
right?
And fostering it so we can have a great class with it.
And I think a lot of people have a misconception about physical education, and it's just about teaching sports, but you're teaching some valuable lessons. And what's some of the big things that you really try to instill in our students, especially in the elementary level, about being a student?
One of the big things is our good sports code. We recite it whenever we were playing a game-like situation for the first time, and it's a code all the kids say, and at the end it says, "After all, it's just a game." So I try to instill in them that it's more important how you treat people than how the game turned out. So if you're a good sport, people are going to remember that. If you were a bad sport, people are also going to remember that. But we hopefully from the class, it doesn't matter about the wins and losses. The point is just we're going to be good sports, good people, and we can interact with each other socially in this class as well as physical because we're running around.
Right. Well, you bring up a great point. Unlike the standard classroom where kids are either at desks or in small groups or in a more confined space, how do you manage the chaos that I see when I walk in? I know you got it under control, but boy, it looks chaotic at times.
It's like controlled chaos. That's really like what it is. I mean, little systems, knowing their names, I think is huge because a lot of the times the kids will stop dead in their tracks if you know their names, if they're doing something that's unsafe, or if they're doing something that's great, if you call them out and the rest of the class hears that. So the positive part with that. Just a little management, putting them in. They like to have their home base spots. You should see kindergartners run to their home base spots. It's just a spot on the floor using numbers and colors, but as soon as we're done running our laps, they all go right to it. It's a routine. I think a lot too is I like to follow the same routine and the kids know exactly where we're going. I like to use rhymes with them too. They like to rhyme. Like I say, when we do our laps, I always say, it's not a race. Give some space. I was like, because if they get too close, they'll just start tumbling.
Right.
So, it's just things like that. I just enjoy just doing all of it.
It's funny that you mentioned that because there are things that I'm super old, but there are things I still remember about life from my elementary physical education teacher. So they teach you life skills, and I think that's what you're saying. Like, you're teaching them how to be good humans.
Oh, yes.
On top of just how to move their bodies.
Yes.
Develop lifetime fitness goals, and even teaching the team sport aspect. So you're doing a great job at that. It's fun. But I tell you what, I'm Mr. Noblet. If he's ever watches one of these, I still remember everything you've taught me, and it's incredible. He didn't teach me to be a better athlete.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't. You can only do so much with what you got. We talk a lot about how you handle the classroom, but in education and academics is important. Every class we teach has value and has a role.
Yes.
But it's a partnership with home. So if you could give parents a piece of advice on how to help their child be successful, what would that piece of advice be?
I think communication and involvement. Just communication. So I really enjoy doing this, and you guys have kind of started it for me. I enjoy the positive phone calls home. It's kind of selfish. It makes me feel good, but it makes me feel good because the parent I'm talking to, the communication is great. A lot of times I pick up the phone and it's a hello. Halfway through the phone call, we're talking about everything because we're talking about they're a kid in class, how they're interacting with other kids. We're talking about them physically, how they're doing the skills. We're talking about them mentally, if they're trying something. So just to hear their kid in a good light. So the communication with the teachers, because that way it's not always something that they're worried if they see Athens call. It can be a positive thing. And then being involved. Like my daughter's in SRU. She's a kindergartner there. I got to go and take part in part of their PTG stuff. I got to take part in a field trip. And it's just amazing to see your own child in that setting, taking part, being a leader, just being helpful, not being selfish, sharing, doing things like that. So if you get involved with the school, you're able to come in and see how your kids interact with other kids and see how your kids interact with adults. And it just makes me feel comfortable. Like I absolutely love SRU because I just know my daughter comes home and she told me the worst part about school is coming home. And I was like, well, what? And she's like, nothing against you, Dad, but I just love school. So just communication with your teachers, communication with all the adults in the building, and being involved, trying to take part in everything you can.
Mark, it's incredible that you mentioned that because, we want unlike what people might see on social media. We want people to be involved and be a partner. And so, great piece of advice. If you guys are out there, you watch this and you want to become involved, volunteer, become part of the PTG programs, and just be willing to meet us halfway. And I think that's what you're saying. And like, that makes school a lot better for the kids.
Oh yeah, 100%. I've started coming to PTG meetings here, and it makes it easier for me too.
Well, you know, you've given us a lot to reflect on, but I want to ask you some tough questions. Are you ready for them?
Oh yeah.
If you had to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, strawberry or grape?
Grape.
Grape.
Homemade grape.
Homemade grape. Okay, okay.
We go get them from, what's it called in New York? There's the big market up there. We always get the Concord grapes for Grandma. We bring the Concord. All I have to do is bring a box of grapes.
Okay.
And it comes back in a mason jar of grape jelly.
That's controversial. People will say peanut butter and jelly is only supposed to be made with strawberries.
Oh, no.
I'm a grape jelly guy too, so you're good. If you could be a Disney character, what Disney character would you be?
Oh, I love the guy that sings Shiny, the big hermit crab. My daughter loves that song.
Moana?
From Moana, yeah, when he's the Shiny. So that guy, I don't know, he just cracks me up. We sing the song all the time. Or, oh man, what is the main character's name? I'm stuck on Moana.
Maui?
Maui. Or Maui, because like that he's kind of like a controlled chaos. He likes to have fun, but it also sometimes it gets a little, like if you ask the nurses, they're like, what are you doing in gym class? It gets a little bit, but kids bump themselves and but it's either, so I'd say either Maui or the Shiny character from that one.
You could tell you're a girl dad.
Yeah, oh yes. I know, I was, if it was Gabby Cats, it would have been a different answer.
That's awesome. If you could be any superhero, which one would you want to be?
It's always been the same for me since if they asked you if you could have a superpower, what would it be? It was always flying, so it's Superman. I would just love to be able to fly.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. It just helped me get places quicker.
Yes.
I just want to get there quicker.
I get jealous. I'm sitting there driving, and we were just visiting my parents downstate, and I'm driving. I look in the car, sleep. My wife's asleep. My kids are asleep. Everybody's asleep, and I was like, oh man. We still got 3 hours.
True leader.
Yeah.
Taking care of being the captain of the ship
Yep.
or the car. Last question. You're not a Wildcat by birth, but why do you love being a Wildcat now?
So my wife grew up as a Wildcat.
Nice.
Part of when we bought a house, my requirement was a barn. Her requirement was close to her mom. So we found a house, I would say 6 miles. If she was standing right here, she'd go 6.4.
Because she knows.
She knows exactly how far. So she was a Wildcat growing up. So I felt that a little bit when I started a relationship with her. Now that my daughter is a Wildcat, the pride that she sees, just seeing Whiskers walking through, the pride that she gets talking about the fun things they do in school, the pride that she gets, we drive by SRU, she puts the window down and screams, "Hi, SRU!" She has so much pride in school, and it just like that, I can feel it right now. It makes me just feel so much pride in the sense of being a Wildcat, because if you can make a 5-year-old convince that like this is her world and what she wants to be, and everybody there is there to take care of her, I was just like, that's phenomenal. And I was like, that right there, I think was the final step for me to becoming a true Wildcat, because I got to feel that sense of pride that comes with if you're born here, if you're a Wildcat here, things like that. Like now I sing the alma mater every morning that I hear it. And I went home and asked my wife, I said, can you sing it? And she sang it. She knew it.
It's ingrained.
Oh,
in
yeah.
us all, right? You said something really important, and it's something like I wasn't born a Wildcat, but I feel it. I feel that sense of pride, and I'm like, it took your daughter to kind of make you like really solidify what it means to be. But listening to the alma mater for me and watching our students sing that every morning in our elementary schools, and along with the pledge, just so everyone knows we do the pledge.
Oh, every day.
There's no mystery about that. But it comes down to, why do kids feel so much pride? Why is it so amazing? It comes down to people like you and the teachers where your daughter's at SRU, and the community that supports us. It's incredible, and it's unique. And I think what people need to understand is that experience is not the same everywhere.
Nope.
And we're very blessed.
Yes.
As Wildcats.
Yes. Thank you for saying that too. That makes me feel happy.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Maynard, I loved having a Wildcat Teacher Chat with Mr. Maynard. And folks, check out all the other videos I have on YouTube. Dr. Bailey with our most recent Wildcat Teacher Chat, Dr. Jessica Rhodes, who's an alumni with the Wildcat in the Wild. And stay tuned for Mr. Garrett Rosh, another Wildcat in the Wild. He actually, I got a surprise for everybody. Speaking of the alma mater, I got a little surprise. I'm not going to let it out of the bag yet, but thank you, Mr. Maynard.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
And as always, folks, go Wildcats.
Go Wildcats.